Welcome back to the Lock Around the Clock for Week 8. Yes, we are at the halfway mark pretty much through the season. If you were following me at GenoT32 on Twitter, you got my Thursday night special put up just before the game time. This past Thursday, we went 3-0. We had the Bucks, we had the over, and we had a small parlay on both of them. Kind of like two bets, but when you combine it, it's 3-0, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that brings us to a whopping 21-9-1 for the season against the spread, as well as hovering at that 70% mark where we like to be all the time here at Geno Palooza Productions. And for the past 3-4 years that you've been watching my videos, we're always right in between 67 and 74%, which is just outstanding. If you're not there, you need to be here. And before we go any further, I'd like to thank my good friends and sponsors at LouDogs.com. Go to LouDogs.com today, find out what it's all about there. Free rolls, they got free bets. It's really cool. You got to check it out. If you're not checking it out, you need to. Go to LouDogs.com, find out what it's all about today. And now, with the Halloween season upon us and a major hurricane on the way, we are going to lead this week, yes, smiling. I know, I always like the Halloween graphics this time of year. And instead of ending up, just a little bit below the competition, we like to have a hand up on the competition. And I'm serious because there's no bones about it. This week we are going 3-0 again. And it's not just going to be pot luck either. All right, we are going to put the chain around, and with the lock, we are going to give you the lock around the clock this week, starting with the 1 o'clock lock, which brings us to Indy and Tennessee. Now, Tennessee has been giving up a ton of points, even though they put up a win last week with Hasselbeck at the helm against the Bills. The Bills' defense obviously isn't that great, and guess what? Neither is the Colts. Now, the Bills were able to put up with their offense 34 points on Tennessee last week. The Colts' defense is yielding about 37 points on the road average, and guess what? Tennessee is averaging about 32 points a game. At home. So this comes into that perfect storm, no pun intended, for a over. And the total in this game is 47. Look for Chris Johnson to get off again, maybe his last time before the rest of the season comes up, because they got some great run-stopping defenses coming up to face them. Also, look for Andrew Luck on the road to be able to pass on this defense. If Fitzpatrick can pass on this defense, look for Luck to do it just the same. With his whole crew out there, I expect this game to go way over the total. You should be more than halfway there by halftime. So let's take the over in the 1 o'clock lock, which is 47 in the Indy-Tennessee game. Going into the 4 o'clock lock, we've got the Giants and Cowboys. Now, there's only 2 games going, and one of them is the Raiders. Again, I don't want to be a homer pick for you, so I'm going to give you the Giants. The Giants are laying 2 on the road. Actually, it's up at 2.5, but I feel so much more comfortable with the Giants on the road giving points than at home, and especially in a game where they're looking to split with the Dallas Cowboys after that loss, that disappointing loss on the opening game against them at home where they lost. These two teams were teams going in opposite directions, with the Cowboys at 3-3, barely there. The Giants are at 5-2, and they have proven they can go on the road, and Eli Manning can take command of this game. I don't see anything big about Felix Jones in this game. I don't see anything big going on with Romo, except for maybe for fantasy purposes. Look for the Giants, who have been playing outstanding ball, especially on the road, to cover the 2.5. Take the Giants, take the 2.5, lay it, and sleep like a baby. Yes, John Hanson, that is your line. I love using it. I'm giving the fantasy guru some credit, so go check out also the Fantasy Guru. We are just loaded with plugs today. This is great. Now, let's get on to the 8 o'clock lock. And the 8 o'clock lock is not going to be Sunday night 8 o'clock lock. It's going to be the Monday night 8 o'clock lock this week, where we have San Fran at Arizona. We are looking at the total in this game at 38, which I know it seems kind of high for 2 defensive teams, but the total the last 3 times these guys have met has gone over 2 out of the 3 times. Also, San Fran is averaging 25 points on the road, where Arizona at home is averaging 21 points. San Fran has shown that they can play defense and stop people, but they also create turnovers. I look for San Fran probably most likely to win this game outright. But we're looking at the total. Look for a couple defensive scores in this game. Alex Smith should be on track, and Frank Gore with the extra. They have 10 days of rest to go into this game. It's indoors. There's no weather conditions here. Look for this total to go well over the 38 points. And that is my 8 o'clock lock. You got my 1-4 and 8 o'clock lock. And always stay safe this weekend. I know it's going to be crazy if you're on the East Coast like we are. Also, try to have an incredible Halloween. Hopefully it doesn't get spoiled for anybody. And remember, we're going to come up laughing at the book this week. So until next week, take it to the book, take it to the bank. And as always, you take it easy.